星島馬訊全港自強，新馬季繼續有神級馬評家方俊輝同星級班底強勢列陣，馬評家陣容 No.1 實力非凡，加料12大板，爆盡猛料貼士，仲有贏在起跑線高手同你跨平台網上論馬，馬季開鑼喺星島日報做勝利雄獅 ，Sure Win。
咁滯噶啦，差唔多。
其實係9場，但係嗰場唔知有冇得播嘅。其實第一場
應該就唔播啦，
不接受投注嘅。不過有場有啲馬名俾你睇，嗰啲係跑阿拉伯馬嘅，其實
係
就唔會受注噶啦。咁就暫時聽咧嗰邊話俾我聽，天氣完全良好啊，唔會打水戰噶啦。
其實要喺杜拜遇上呢個落雨咧，
兩鋪我試過，
真係我哋咁好彩嘅啫，真係濕到冧咁樣。
黐線嘅，簡直沙漠有雨講都唔信啊！真係2次添啊仲。咁就今次賽事形勢點睇啊？有冇嘢講下？
嗱，今次我講先啦，我哋就準備咗阿Ian幫我哋揾咗3段訪問嘅，就係關於騎師嘅，就有高進成啦、易建寧啦，同埋莫艾成嘅。咁等陣咧，大家可以睇翻嘅。係
啦，易根個仔啊，
冇錯，
係易根個仔，
易根老友嚟㗎，
冇錯。咁當然啦，其實因為喺呢個杜拜世界盃舉行之前咧，咁啊鹹頓酋長咧就不幸離世咗啦。
係啦。
咁啊，所以咧其實即係之前有啲人咧，即係有啲上網嘅朋友都話：咦，會唔會呢個賽事會取消啊？咁樣當然係唔會嘅啦。咁啊，但係其實咧，即係反而大家可以留意翻咧，鹹頓酋長嘅馬匹咧，依然係會再即係會上陣啦。咁睇下會唔會真係有啲機會咧，即係上天保佑下呢啲馬跑快啲啊！
多謝 Stephen Chan， 多謝晒，
多謝，
係啦，多謝不嬲支持我哋。
係。
咁啊，仲有咩咧？有啲講下嘅就係，如果大家有度翻呢幾場咧，就如果你會大家睇到嗰個馬匹嗰個平均分佈嗰啲咧，就係遠超呢個所謂超級星期六賽馬日嘅。所以大家見到超級星期六嗰啲賽事咧，其實大概可以唔使理佢噶啦。我唔覺得會好多隻喺嗰日會可以嚟到呢度再跑翻同一個水準嘅。
係啊，其實我哋上次同阿布兒學傾偈嘅時候啦，佢都話即使係啲馬係贏到嗰啲賽事啦，即係好似傑貝哈特錦標咁啦，嗰場贏到嘅馬佢都話你喺嗰場賽事唔會揾到今年杜拜世界盃嘅冠軍。咁而連騎師佢哋自己嘅心態都係咁樣嘅時候，可想而知其實有份咧，上次喺傑貝哈特跑過嘅馬，大家可能喺呢個杜拜世界盃嗰場賽事都可以劃咗佢先。
因為係啊，其實就係如果你國際佢係認可你真係國際1級賽咧，你要頭4名嘅馬都有嗰個評分係國際115以上。
係啊，
係
嗰晚成晚超級星期六得1隻馬115分嘅。如果佢哋真係做嘢咧，你全部馬都冇1級賽水準。
你諗下羅素丹區喺 Group 1跑過第3，其實係國際評分得105分，而佢今次係要跑咩賽事啊？就係高多分1哩賽，都唔係呢個1級賽嘅水準。
係啊，咁佢評分頂籠都係2級賽嘅啫。咁啊，所以個評分評唔到1級賽啦。咁但係今晚咧有好多馬咧，有啲好強嘅馬咧都喺今晚參戰嘅。咁等陣大家睇睇。
今晚節目相當豐富。咁啊，大家開始嚟啦。
好，
第一場嗱係 S12啊，高多分1哩賽2級賽嘅。第一，我哋係咪有冇訪問？
有嘅，呢場賽事咧，咁我哋將會有幾位騎師嘅訪問啦。咁啊，當中咧就包括咗有呢個莫艾成啦、易建寧嘅。
可以去片嘅。
睇下先。
各位朋友，大家好啊嘛！今次咧，咁啊，除咗有高進成之外啦，我哋都好高興啊！有一位明日之星咧，咁啊，啱啱贏完咧呢個咧就係沙特阿拉伯最高獎金嘅賽事啦。咁啊，今次咧佢亦都會策騎一匹咧非常之強勁嘅馬咧喺我哋呢個杜拜世界盃嘅賽馬日裏面啦。咁啊，而家我哋就請阿易建寧出嚟啦。Hello, David.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for chatting with us, and I'm sure that you will have a more international racing fans because they just like keep looking at you and then just like follow you around the world now.
Yeah, look, I'm in a good position now that I'm being able to ride good horses all around the world, and I'm just thankful to the owners and trainers and the connections of these horses for having the confidence in me to put me up in the big races, which is important for a young jockey.
And lots of Hong Kong people would like to say hello to your father as well, because he has been ridden in Hong Kong for some times.
Yes, when I was a young boy growing up, I lived in Sha Tin when I was very young. Watched my father ride. He rode a couple of seasons there with lots of success. So hopefully I'll be able to come back one day and ride.
Yeah, so this time on the Dubai World Cup meeting, you have some very good quality rides. So starting from the race 2 to Godolphin Mile, I'm sure that this horse has a very special place in your heart, because this horse is the one that we met in Korea, and he bring you to Korea, Dubai, and also winning races in the UK, of course. So that is Ambassador.
Yeah, Ambassadorial, trained by Jane Chapel-Heim, who's very good at traveling horses internationally. She's known for aiming for races not just in the UK but worldwide, which is a credit to her. She does a very good job and wins a lot of big races on the world stage. Yes, that's where we met on the bus, and then we met at the airport when you were heading back to Hong Kong and I was heading back to England. So that's how we first got in contact. But no, look, Ambassadorial, he's been a great horse for me. I've won on him before, ridden around Maidan. I think my first ride around Maidan was on Ambassadorial, and he's got good form around there. He ran a good race in the Korean Cup to get a lot of prize money for that race. It was a good race, 3rd place, which was a fantastic run. The surface in Korea is not the easiest. It's very deep sand tracks, so he's got a big heart, and hopefully he can show his ability in a strong field.
So actually, he resumed racing in March because he had a setback in July that he pulled up in the race. So what do you feel about the condition of the horse now?
So the horse, I rode him this morning around the Maidan track. He feels amazing. He feels similar to how he was last year around Maidan when he was having them good races. He had a nice prep run at Chelmsford the last day. It was a small field, but a strong quality field, and I thought it was a nice comeback run. And I think there's a lot of improvement to come since that prep run.
Yeah. Do you think he can handle the Maidan dirt track? You know that it's a little bit tricky for the horses. If they cannot handle the sand track here, then the race is over. You know.
Exactly, it's difficult track, but Ambassadorial, he's such a versatile horse. He's ridden on all weather and poly track in England. He runs very well. He's ridden around Maidan and been placed in group races and listed races around there. So we know he's got a course form, which is very important around Maidan. As he said, it's an original surface. It's not like anywhere else. And no, we're hoping for a big run for that team.
好，各位朋友大家好啊！咁啊，歡迎嚟到我哋今次呢個節目啦。咁好高興啦，就請到呢個2016年英國嘅冠軍騎師高進成咧，同我哋傾下咧，今次佢喺呢個杜拜世界盃咧，咁啊佢哋嗰啲馬嘅坐騎喎。Hello, Jim.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, all good. So thank you so much for your time and chatting with us about your horses in the Dubai World Cup meeting.
My pleasure.
So basically, actually, you're the champion in 2016, and you have been the stable jockey for such a big name owner, and you are going to have few rides in the Dubai World Cup meeting too.
Yes, that's great. I've been in Dubai now for 3 months, and obviously everything comes to the big closing finish in the Dubai World Cup night. I've got three nice rides, very competitive racing. But hopefully it would be nice to have a winner, you know, big prize on offer.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can tell you that normally the jockeys who did an interview with me will have a winner.
Yeah, but definitely.
So let's go to the race, because in Hong Kong we are going to simulcast the races from race 2, the Godolphin Mile, until the Dubai World Cup, the race 9. So I noticed you have quite a good ride in the Dubai Gold Cup, which is race 3. The name is Mekong.
Yeah, he'd be a lively outsider. He was second in the big Saudi staying race last year.
So it's the race 2, the Godolphin Mile. You are riding Urban Icon, who finished very nice race in Saudi last start.
This horse was racing over a mile on turf in England for Richard Hannon, and he was bought to go to Saudi Arabia, where he was placed 3rd in the Saudi sprint on his last start. He's stepping back up in distance, and it's a change of surface. But I rode him the other morning. He looks well, and look, if he handles the dirt, he goes there with a chance. He's the highest rated horse in the race.
Yes, so basically, I think the rating gave us some hints, especially on such a big meeting. And this horse, I would say that his European form would be the strongest in the field. We're just uncertain about his ability on the ground. So, a son by Cityscape, what do you think? Have you ridden him on the trail, and how do you feel his actions on the surface?
Cityscape was by Selkirk, and he himself actually won the Dubai Turf a couple of years ago for James Doyle. It's impossible to know if he will handle the dirt here. He's trained on the dirt in Saudi Arabia, and he felt fine on it when I rode him during the week. So let's see.
So actually, this race has been quite strong this year, especially they have the track specialists, Midnight Sands, and also some horses who have quite well. For example, Roman Rosso, actually last start in the Group 1 was quite good. So do you think they're your main dangers?
Absolutely, yeah. Summer Sands has been exemplary. He's been very consistent and done very well this season in Dubai. So I really respect him as an opponent.
Okay.
好啦，翻到嚟咁啊，訪問三個騎師，但係其實有一場咧就係講下一場嘅，就係高進成講嘅湄公河，咁啊講，但係頭先就有大士威儀啦，咁佢呢隻佢都話佢贏過啊嗰啲嘅，咁啊雖然佢話中間係停過一輪嘅，但係佢話佢操過隻馬嘅，佢話佢呢幾日都個狀態都好啦，咁同埋佢話呢個練馬師咧就好中意帶馬周圍去遠征啊，去跑嘅，即係卓寶涵個老婆其實係。咁佢覺得都希望會跑得好啦，係嘛？咁另外市區地標就係佢啱啱喺沙地阿拉伯贏咗嘅，咁就佢話翻到嚟個狀態一路都唔錯嘅，咁同埋呢場咧佢係全場最高分馬咯。
冇錯，其實上次市區地標咧就係沙特阿拉伯嗰場賽事啦，咁啊跑過第3名嘅，咁啊但係雖然佢跑第3啫喎，但係嗰啲對手非常之強勁嘅，當中贏嗰隻咧就係呢個太空藍調啦，一陣間咧就會係一場1級賽道都係成為頂頭熱門嘅啦，咁所以其實莫艾成咧都有講到啦，其實呢一隻馬之前就未試過跑呢個美丹嘅泥地啦，咁我問佢已經血統上會唔會 OK 啊？咁佢都即係話都市風光曾經咧喺美丹咧都贏過呢個賽事嘅，咁啊但係當然啦，即係呢個泥地咧佢可唔可以應付咧都係個未知數，只不過佢覺得隻馬嘅狀態就 OK 嘅。咁所以咧，其實我哋今場賽事咧，其實好多頭先嘅騎師都講到啦，呢一場嘅高多分嘅理賽咧，其實嘅水準咧，算比我哋今日呢個賽事裡面咧都幾好嘅喎，呢個賽事嚇。
好，咁係咪有賽事
片咯？好，咁可以睇咯。咁第一段片咧就係今場嘅12號馬胸懷抱負嘅。
哦，呢隻好啊！
呢一隻咧，咁睇翻佢之前嗰場賽事嘅防火線錦標嗰場點樣贏馬喎？導演可以去片㗎。咁嗰隻馬咧，胸懷抱負其實咧喺杜拜嗰度1里嗰度個水平咧，即係個水準咧，其實都相當之高，贏好多場啦，唔好話佢跑第2啦。其實佢出賽22次，大家睇翻賽績，其實都超過一半咧都入頭2名嘅。
同埋而家都係第3熱門嚟㗎。
咁即係排個2檔咧，其實咧個機會都幾好嘅。
冇錯，但係要提下我哋啲朋友馬迷朋友啦，而家你暫時睇到嗰啲賠率咧，我哋覺得個參考價值係非常之低嘅，因為太早啦。咁有好多馬咧，其實咧 suppose 都唔係呢個咁熱嘅情況之下咧，
好
係啦，都係
我哋睇翻啲片段先。
好，睇片賠率而家暫時大滿咧係8號嘅。紫嘅沙灘3倍半啊，次滿咧係14號，呢隻俄羅斯馬天空之境，然之後第3熱門係12號嘅胸懷抱負，再嚟咧就係4號總隊長。好，呢場中意咩啊？
咁我俾你揀先啦。
我要翻隻頭先講咗12號胸懷抱負啦，我覺得上一場係跑長咗嘅啫，你縮翻嚟應該都可能會好嘅嚇，3個禮拜應該都夠嘅。
好。
同埋有個2檔啦，睇下會唔會放出啦。
咁阿 B 咧？
阿
B，Ian 咧？
阿 B 係我哋嘅導演朋友啊，
導演叫邊隻？
亮下相先。
Ian 咧？
我中意咧就係呢個12啊，我唔係9號嘅簡約法則啊。
即係頭先場灰馬仔啊。
冇錯，咁啊事關其實咧，大家都知道啦，布宜諾即係起碼呢場賽事係有馬揀嘅。咁啊上次其實天空之鏡咧喺佢發揮之下，我覺得真係好好噶啦。即係換咗第二個人騎咧，我相信咧我哋嗰個瞬間呢個自信咧係收到錢嘅個 pace。奈何咧就因為上次阿布宜諾實在太努力啦，咁啊鏟到呢隻天空之鏡咧走去跑個位置。但係其實你留意翻咧簡約法則啦。部署喺今次係出征呢個杜拜賽事嘅時候咧，其實佢嗰個整體部署咧同上年咧嚟杜拜係差唔多嘅。我覺得佢個部署仲好添啊！事關上年佢喺杜拜有跑過噶嘛，但係今次其實 keep 住佢係有啲新鮮感啦。淨喺美國跑完兩場賽事之後咧，都係有個幾好嘅名次啦。咁再嚟呢個杜拜，跟住今次係跑呢個1600米賽事。頭先我哋睇到嗰條片啦，呢一隻馬其實咧去到2000米係因為可能嗰場賽事對手太渣啦，咁所以其實有啲腳軟嘅情況下咧都可以贏得到。今次其實佢嘅跑法比較主動啲啦，同埋佢可以咧就係縮程。我相信咧呢隻馬嘅威力咧絕對唔下於咧其他咧同場嘅馬，所以我覺得呢一隻簡約法則咧有啲賠率之下咧，我亦都相信布宜諾嘅眼光，希望佢揀啱馬啦。
咁你話有人話要冷門喎，其實我睺隻先鋒靈感2號馬先鋒靈感㗎，呢匹馬喺其實1600米佢其實演出都準嘅。咁熱身嗰場大家睇到其實沙地 OK 啦，過到嚟杜拜你要搏一搏啦，但係我覺得係可以適應到嘅。咁我要隻2號馬先鋒靈感。
咁要揀多隻第4選。
第4選咧，依人揀。
第4選其實咧我就當然啦，我就喺度諗緊子夜沙灘好定係羅素單區好嘅。咁如果我哋即係當然啦，子夜沙灘好嘅地方就係因為佢係美丹佢嘅主場嚟嘅，即係好似已經今次咧，如果再贏就係第7場頭馬嚟㗎啦。咁但係其實咧，我寧願就係熱門就大家係人都識揀到，不如我哋搏下隻羅素單區啦。因為羅素單區上次咧，其實喺1級賽以佢嘅即係本身嘅賽績咧，我唔覺得佢係即係臨尾可以落飛落到咁誇張嘅。咁但係嗰場賽事喺羅素單區臨尾落飛之後咧，的確係入到個位置。咁我相信呢一隻馬咧，今次即係幕後當然啦，如果佢係要跑呢個1級賽嘅時候，佢都可以跑嘅。但係起碼佢都退而求其次啦，希望有啲級數上搭夠，可以呢場賽事預咗會有馬放頭嘅時候咧，對呢匹後上咪有啲幫助嘅。咁我會覺得我哋可以第4選要隻11號嘅羅素單區。咁當然啦，如果即係啲觀眾朋友中意熱門嘅，咁隻子夜沙灘就唔可以其實低嘅係啦。
如果要包嘅話，
係啦。咁所以我哋 S1 第2場賽事就係呢個高多芬1哩賽，因為有啲朋友要我哋講個賽事場次同埋號碼，
係啦，
所以我哋就要12號嘅胸懷抱負，9號嘅簡約法則，2號嘅先鋒靈感，11號嘅羅素單區，中意就要埋隻8號嘅
子夜沙灘。咁我哋嗱嗱聲睇埋第3場賽事啊
！S1 第3場，
咁有啲
杜拜金杯
3200
米，係啦。
先睇訪問先。
So let's move to the Dubai Gold Cup, and you're riding for a Hong Kong owner. The horse is Red Verdon.
Yes.
So
of course.
His last run actually in Saudi Arabia has been quite good. He is not a consistent horse, but at least we see him just like go back to his best form soon. And then what do you think of his chances? Because this year's the Dubai Gold Cup field is not strong as we expected.
Yeah, look, it gives Red Verdon a chance. When he showed that glimpse that he's back to his best the last day at Riyadh, it was a very slowly run race. I was in the race in Riyadh. I was dropped at the back of the field. Similarly was Red Verdon, and with a slow pace, it was a sprint for the finish, so it didn't suit midfield hold-up horses, which he was, and he still finished very strong to finish a good 4th place. I think I'm getting on him at the right time, and I think if he brings that similar form that he did in Riyadh, I think he's not without a winning chance.
Yeah, but look at his race form. Do you think that he is the best at 2 miles?
Look, he's obviously a horse. He originated from the breeze up sales, which you don't think a breeze up horse will end up going 2 miles, but he's very versatile. He's ran over lots of different trips, but look, it was a mile and 7 around Riyadh, and he hit the line very strong. He was galloping out past the winning post, which you want to see for a horse stepping up to 2 miles. But no, I'm confident that he'll run a good race.
Yes. So this time he is just like going to face the familiar race there when he raced in the Saudi Arabia. So do you think the Godolphin horses, for example, Royal Marine or Secret Advisor, will be the main dangers?
Yeah, look, Royal Marine is a horse who is a horse probably not 100% sure to stay the 2 miles.
Yeah.
He's a horse who's ran over a lot shorter distance, so it's a big step up. So it's really an unknown. If that horse can settle well in the race for Oisin, I think he's a horse who can, if he relaxes well and he's able to stay the trip, he's probably the fastest horse in the race. So if he can relax mid-race and use his turn of foot up round the bend, up the home straight, he could be the one to watch out for. So I think he could be a
big long shot.
A dark horse in the race, I'd say.
Yeah, but but I feel that he may set the pace for the stable mates, just like Secret Advisor and Volcanic Sky, because the horses may need a stronger pace and then may suit the horse.
Of course.
But if we have a stronger pace, then may suit your horse as well.
Yeah, stronger pace. Obviously, the way he finished was a slow pace in Riyadh, as I said. So the stronger the pace for a horse, I've got a wide draw, so I'm gonna somehow try and slot in midfield, I suppose. I'll speak to Mr. Dunlop before the race, but I presume with the good run he had the last day, we'll try to stick to similar tactics. And if it's a stronger run race, it won't favour the front runners too much, and it should play into our hands.
Yeah, so hopefully you can just like bring the winning trophy for our former Hong Kong Jockey Cup chairman.
Yes, hopefully it'll be my first winner for him, and hopefully we can have a good day on Saturday.
Jockeys who did a interview with me will have a winner.
Yeah, but definitely.
So let's go to the race, because in Hong Kong we are going to simulcast the races from race 2, the Godolphin Mile, until the Dubai World Cup, the race 9. So I noticed you have quite a good ride in the Dubai Gold Cup, which is race 3. The name is Mekong.
Yeah, he'd be a lively outsider. He was second in the big Saudi staying race last year. This year, his form hasn't been so good. I think he's training well. His last 2 runs, like I said, have not been good enough. So he will have to take a big step forward. He's 3rd joint rated in the race, highest rated. He definitely is good enough. But like I said, he's going to have to raise his game a little bit. And I'm hopeful of a good each-way run, hopefully.
Yes, because I checked the record of the horse. He finished 5th in the Ascot Gold Cup. Of course, was far beaten by a very good horse. And also last year, he finished 4th in the Maidan Cup. Do you think that 3,200 meters is a little bit too long for him? Because basically he won over a mile or 3 furlongs.
No, definitely. He stays very well. The key to him is having a strong pace. If they go too slow in the race, then he can't quicken. He doesn't have a turn of foot. So he needs a really end-to-end gallop. He's a bit of a hold-up horse. When he was second in Saudi, they went very fast that day. Things need to fall right for him. If they do go quick, he can run well. But if they go slow, I think he might struggle.
Yes, because especially this year, there's only 11 horses in the field. So I'm not quite sure if there's going to have a fast pace for your horse.
No, I couldn't say there is. There's a horse of Godolphins in there that is another horse who's not very quick.
Yeah.
And he needs a test of stamina. So hopefully, you never quite know really. And sometimes they can go slow, but they get racing a long way from home.
Yeah.
And then that works to your benefit as well.
Okay, so hopefully Mekong can back to his best and give you a very nice Dubai Gold Cup and kick off the meeting in a nice way. So let's move to the race 3. We have the Dubai Gold Cup. It's a really, really funny ride, and you're riding Royal Marine, a horse that never raced beyond 2,000 meters. Because in this race, the team Godolphin are going to have a few runners. So are you going to be the electric rabbit, just like setting the pace up front to be a pacemaker?
I think actually I'll probably be sitting last and drawn 1, and hopefully if I can get him to be very sleepy down at the start, he can go to sleep in the race and give himself a chance of staying. He was a very good horse at 2, and it would be nice to get him back to his best.
Yes, I think it's just like because I'm not quite sure if the connection has been disappointed about his maiden campaign since he arrived, and in January he had a run over 2,000 meters on the turf and it's not too far beaten. Last start actually in the Group 1, because of the slow pace, he just a little bit struggled. So this time, so as you mentioned, you're going to just like put him just like off the pace to see if he has the stamina to run this race. So as a son by Raven's pass, what do you think?
Yeah, it's very hard to know. Normally horses that win a Group 1 over a mile don't necessarily stay 2 miles. Raven's Pass won a Breeders' Cup Classic, but not on dirt. It was actually on a synthetic surface with Frankie Dettori on board. So this is all a big change for him, but I'm going to do my best.
好，翻嚟錄影廠咯喎。
好啦，翻到嚟咁啊，講3隻馬嘅佢3段訪問，
咁我哋先有咧，頭先講過就係高進成咧講過湄公河啦。咁其實湄公河咧之前亦都試過喺美丹馬場咧上陣嘅啦。咁當其時咧就係跑呢個美丹金杯嘅，咁啊表現都一般啦，跑過第4名。咁我問到我高進成，呢隻馬睇落去咧，好似2000幾米嘅賽事咧，個賽績會好啲嘅。3200會唔會長得滯啊？佢反而咧好有信心話呢隻馬好有長力嘅，咁啊只不過其實咧即係佢嗰個當然啦，佢今次賽事要交到最高水準咧，先有機會同呢一站馬去較量啦。但係咧，如果佢即係大家即係要配冷腳咧，佢都話大家可以搏下呢個each way chance 嘅，即係大冷門嘅時候啦。
好，咁然之後輪到5號啦，咁啊，
易建寧
就講
紅翠
前主席嘅紅翠，咁佢都話佢話隻馬點樣有長力啊，話。但係就話佢要進步先有機會嘅，隻馬已經年紀大。
冇錯，同埋其實呢一隻馬就即係上次啦，咁喺呢個沙特嘅表現得算唔錯啦。咁佢因為嗰場賽事嗰形勢對佢唔係太好㗎。呢一隻馬咧係要快步速啦，咁樣佢先去將佢嘅後勁交到出嚟啊。咁所以其實今場紅翠我就講到話，咦，其實因為得11隻馬嘅場合咧，你好難期望有一個太快嘅步速㗎嘛。咁啊，所以其實咧今次都要考下易建寧嘅發揮。事關隻馬咧就排過11檔，咁啊，所以咧其實佢都要咧即係早段啊避免一啲蝕位，因為我個人心目中呢隻馬長力咧就未必足夠到呢場3200嘅賽事。
你講到唔夠長力應付咧，阿莫艾成講佢嗰隻6號呢，御用海兵，因為呢隻馬除贏過1600米以後，從來再未贏過更長嘅路程㗎。阿 Ian 問佢咪淨係你擺出嚟做電套做步速嘅問佢，
佢夠膽死同我講話佢唔係放頭，佢話今次會留，即係等佢留後。咁啊睇下呢一隻馬究竟可以捱到幾耐？係啊，
我就唔信啦。
我都唔信。
睇片喎，點解咧？
好睇下啲片啦。即係馬呢場大熱門，而家係7號垂簾顧問3倍嘅啫，然之後咧就係11號主觀主義。咁呢兩隻咧差唔多就係個位數字㗎啦嘅賠率，然之後咧去到11號全球熱，唔係3號全球熱度同埋5號紅翠係11倍嘅。呢場中意乜嘢？你揀先。
其實講翻啦，呢個杜拜金杯咧，其實成績最好嘅騎師咧就係蘇銘倫嘅。咁啊嗰陣時波斯小村啦，咁啊幫佢連贏3架啦。咁啊所以其實我今場賽事咧，我幾中意佢個爆發衝天嘅，就係呢隻9號馬。咁當然啦，頭先我哋睇到佢嗰場賽事啦，咁啊一放到底姿態贏馬啦。咁我比較中意佢今次咧，其實呢隻馬嗰個狀態咧，有啲循序漸進嘅感覺啊！咁佢喺呢個1月份嘅時候先嚟跑咗一場即係2400米嘅賽事啦。咁嗰陣時其實都係輸，即係當然啦，佢嗰場賽事個主力咧就係擺喺和敦街嗰度啦。咁和敦街而家都跑緊呢個司馬經典賽啦。而呢隻爆發衝天就擺翻嚟喺呢個杜拜金杯嗰度啊。咁之後其實佢無論跑呢個杜拜呢個Maiden Cup 啦，咁啊其實真程2800米啦，上次跑呢個斯帕錦標呢一隻馬咧，已經係慢慢 step up 啦，好似咧為咗呢場3200米嘅賽事咧做好準備，咁再配埋呢個蘇銘倫，其實佢都知道個發力位係點樣啦，起碼贏過呢場賽事，所以其實我覺得呢隻9號嘅爆發衝天咧，有機會咧幫呢個高多芬咧陣營係贏翻場㗎。
咁咧我就揀隻傳教團8號馬傳教團啦。咁頭先睇到段片咧，其實佢不嬲都係一隻好韌嘅馬嚟㗎。 越長越好嘅長力去到3600以上㗎啦。咁基本上我覺得佢喺今場賽事長力唔成問題嘅。咁如果我哋話呢個平磅賽，其實我覺得喺呢度有少少着數嘅。
你兩隻都有，咁我要隻7號啦，要翻隻熱門嘅。頭先有人話會唔會場大滿三甲啊？我話俾你聽，一定唔會啊！不過呢場冇得揀啊，先要揀嘅咋。
同埋佢話呢場有冇大冷門咪有入三甲，即係呢一場3200米真係好
難啲咯，係啊嗱。不過講埋佢7號先，其實上季咧佢已經喺杜拜贏咗2場㗎啦，只不過杜拜世界盃就取消咗嗰個賽馬日上一年咧。咁如果唔係咧，佢都係跑金杯，我覺得佢都會係熱門之一嚟嘅。咁但係今季即係變咗今季佢上一場跑。復出嗰場其實都唔錯噶啦，同埋呢隻馬咧係好準嘅不嬲都，所以我覺得都同埋喂杜拜世界盃啊高多分啲馬可能即係有時突然狂湧啊，呢啲你講過好多次嘅突然狂湧啊，所以即係要咗唔會係錯噶，所以要咗呢隻先。
咁仲有一個位喎，俾埋你揀。
第4選
係啊，
你要冷啊，我要1，有冇異議？不過佢係上次咧就輸俾嗰隻爆發衝天3個幾馬位嘅，追唔追到？但係會唔會啊？即係會跑翻近啲咧？呢隻你點睇啊？
評分裡面其實佢就算係全場最低嗰一隻嚟嘅，咁啊，但係其實即係我就可能睇低佢少少咯。
如果咁樣，3號我就係全球熱度，
可以要埋啊！即係見到佢之前嗰場都起碼衝翻段上嚟，咁但係圖理同阿蘇萊呢個拍檔都非常之合拍嘅。
好，3號啊，全球熱度。
係啦，有朋友講到話麥晴恩訪問係啊，冇錯，麥晴恩呢一場賽事係騎呢個10號嘅森林堡，咁啊下次有機會嘅時候咧，我就試下揾佢嚟做下訪問啦嚇。即係
諗住訪問啲靚女滋潤下喺個節目啊，冇咁陽光性，冇咁陽光性係嘛？即係諗住。冇錯，咁我哋呢個 S1 第3場杜拜金杯，我哋揀嘅馬匹咧就係9號嘅爆發衝天、8號嘅傳教團、7號馬垂簾顧問同埋3號嘅全球熱度。好，2場賽事講完，休息下先，再翻嚟再傾。
馬會電子錢包，以後喺投注站出示電子錢包入面嘅 QR code 掃一掃就可以輕鬆投注、提款同存款，唔使再用現金啦。經電子錢包投注，電子彩票會儲存喺電子錢包入面，以後唔再怕跌咗張飛啦。中獎彩金超過500萬，唔需要登記，彩金會直接存入戶口，唔使再喺投注站排長龍等攞現金啦。你仲可以用生物認證快速登入名稱同密碼都唔使入，更快更安全登入投注戶口，配合埋馬會轉數快就可以即時過數去自己嘅銀行戶口。透過手機 App 完成幾個簡單啟動步驟，仲可以即時升級至全面投注戶口。有咗電子錢包，從此投注、提款同存款都可以輕鬆完成。最快6分鐘即時開戶，無縫交接，數碼投注體驗。
好啦，翻到嚟第2節啦，我哋講下 S1 第4場阿喬斯短途錦標。咁首先有2個騎師嘅訪問講係佢參戰馬嘅。好，大家睇下先。
For Alcross Sprint, actually, is Hong Kong racing fans love this race because Hong Kong performers has been won this race for I think 2 seasons or something. So this time you have a very exciting prospect called Hadim. Actually, he finished 4th in July Cup and also Diamond Jubilee. So do you think he's a horse on the rise?
I think he's got a very good chance. I've only just got back in now from riding him track work, and he's in very good form. He looks very well in himself. He arrived a few days ago from England. He seems to have acclimatized very well. His coat looks magnificent, and he's training very well. His form in England is very good, and I think it's probably some of the strongest form in the race. obviously he ran very well at Royal Ascot, and that was his first start of the season, and he finished 4th.
Yep.
And then he went on to the July Cup and ran very well there again. The only time he's really disappointed is on soft ground. So he'd be very unlucky to encounter soft ground in Dubai.
Yes.
So we're hopeful of a really big run. He's a very talented horse. He's a big, strong, physically imposing horse, and we're hopeful of a big run from him.
Yes, because among the runners in the race, actually, I'm sure that you can ride Motor Fatwit because it's the same owner. Yeah, but at the end, you prefer riding Hardim in this race.
Well, hopefully I've picked the right one. On the form book I have, but Motor Fatwit has actually ran very well last time.
Yeah, last two times actually really, really good.
He ran really well, and I think he's very overpriced. I think maybe the bookmakers have overlooked him slightly.
Yeah.
But I think he could run a very big race, and because he's trained in Dubai, he's acclimatized here. It's his home track.
Yes.
He's got a big advantage. Whereas my horse has come from another country. He's having his first run of the year. Okay, he is a better horse, but the other horse has got a lot of ticks in his boxes. Yeah. So it'd be no shock if Motor Fatwit ran a big race as well.
Yeah. So as a big stable jockey, is it a headache for you to pick a horse in a race? Because normally your stable or your owners has sent at least 3 horses in a big race. So
yes, it can be sometimes, and I could wait until the last minute before I make my decision, and I might change my mind a couple of times. It's not easy to get it right. It's a lovely position to be in. It's nice to have the option to pick 2 or 3. But hopefully I'll pick the right one on Saturday.
Yes.
On the form book I have, so hopefully the form book holds up.
Yeah, and we can see that this race actually is quite competitive. Especially we have the just like European champion sprinter Space Bruce, and just like when he resumed racing this season, actually it seems he's still improving.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Space Blues has been impressive, and he's a very short price favourite.
Yeah.
I think my horse is slightly a little bit stronger form than him in Europe.
Yeah.
Possibly, and but listen, it's a very open race. Looking forward to it, and yeah, it'd be just nice to pick up a check somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's move to the El Cross sprint. So we know that this year the race has been quite strong, especially we have Space Blues and also some just like quality horses, Man of Promise as well. But you are riding a horse that actually has a quite solid form in Europe called in Speed in Colors.
Yes, speaking colours, he's a horse who's travelled a lot. He's ran well in a Prix de Forêt over 7 furlongs.
Yeah.
Obviously dropping back in trip, he's a Group 2 winner over 6 furlongs in Ireland. He's a horse who seems to be very consistent. He had a prep run. I know he got beat there the last day in Dundalk, but I spoke to Joseph O'Brien and he said it was just a prep run, and he's come on a lot from that run.
Yeah.
And I think he could be a horse, if he brings back his best form, he's probably a little bit overpriced.
Yeah. How do you feel to work with such a young trainer as well? So you guys are the most energetic team, I'm sure.
Yeah, look, we're both young in our careers. Obviously, he's such a successful jockey with major wins all over the world, and now he's doing the same as a trainer, which is phenomenal. Just very lucky to be able to get the leg up on a horse for a trainer like him. He's got such great horses, and it's an honour to ride for him. He knows his horses from being a jockey, so he knows our kind of mind frame and where we're coming from, because you know yourself, not all trainers were jockeys before, so it does make the trainers understand us jockeys a little bit better when they have ridden in races before, like Joseph has. So I'm sure he'll give me a few tips how to ride around Maidan, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I'm sure that in this race everyone is targeting Space Bruce. So do you think he's going to a horse to beat?
Look, he's a strong contender, isn't he? owned by Godolphin, who seem to dominate this meeting as they do all the races here in Dubai. So no, he'll have to put his speaking colours will need to put his best foot forward to go close. But if he's took a step forward and is close to his best, I think he can run a solid race.
好啦，翻到嚟啊！咁大聲啊！突然間，好，首先講啊，有高進成咧，佢問起嗰隻樂於助人咧，佢係好睇好喎，直情都讚得隻馬，因為隻馬始終佢係7月杯跑第4嘅，其實即係一級賽都近過啊咁樣。咁佢話去咗即係過咗嚟杜拜之後咧，一路都適應環境好好嘅，咁佢自己覺得好大機會㗎。咁啊，Ian問咗個問題係咪話即係你個馬房好多好馬嘅？係咪可以慢慢揀定係？
即係好多時候因為馬房太多馬啦，咁啊大賽即係大馬房大馬主嘅主賽咁樣。即係一場賽事幾隻馬嘅，咁佢點揀？會唔會成日都係頭痛，因為驚自己揀錯馬啊嘛咁樣。佢又講到佢係 OK 嘅，因為佢最後即係佢有最後嘅選擇權啦。咁啊好多時候咧都等到最後一刻先呢個揀馬嘅。咁啊不過當然啦，即係希望今次佢揀得啱啦。事關其實同馬房咧同主嘅亦都有呢隻6號馬莫大發威啦，對上2場賽事佢都話表現非常之好嘅。咁啊當然啦，希望即係呢一隻樂於助人今季第一次出啦，睇下新鮮感之下有冇即係機會可以跑得好啲啦。係
啦，咁另外嗰隻
就係易建寧講到呢個色彩代言嘅，咁佢都係講即係色彩代言其實歐洲方面 OK 嘅，咁啊只不過今場賽事咧對手都幾強嘅，同埋佢嘅狀態馬係 OK 嘅，咁啊睇下咧即係點樣可以同呢個都係年輕嘅岳本賢一齊合作啦。咁所以但係論馬啊論即係所有嘢咧，就色彩代言可能呢場賽事度咧就可能下風少少啦。
個機會都話咗俾你聽㗎啦。咁另外我哋準備咗賽事片，
你覺得係？
好，翻嚟錄影。
好啦，翻到嚟而家呢場13隻馬，咁大熱門咧，咁頭先講過就係8號嘅太空藍調啊，2.375倍啊！如果喺英國嚟講，大熱門嚟嘅一面倒。次熱門咧就係呢個3號啊，樂於助人6倍，但係喺香港就23倍。但係聽日咧就係用個細咩彩池啊？匯合彩池咧，每個賠率有唔同啊，因為所有個 win 個 pool 應該差唔多一樣嘅啫。第3熱門我哋成日見㗎啦，舊時睇英國賽事等邊型係6.5倍，就而另外11號嘅最後的歌係7倍。咁呢4隻咧就係個位數字，其餘啲都係冷門㗎啦。點睇？首先有冇人唔中意太空藍調？其實隻馬如果你睇咧係真係1400、1300米好啲嘅，而家跑而家變咗跑1200米直路後上嘅，同埋呢隻馬係。點睇啊？你哋
其實我覺得就其實1400米應付到嘅馬咧，跑呢場賽事係可以應付嘅。但係問題個賠率太熱嘅啫。
級數咯，同埋有啲算係。因
為始終佢而家個國際評分佢120分，比最接近嗰隻闊氣少嘅同埋樂於助人咧都高成7分嘅。咁即係如果係一場一級賽嚟講，佢嗰個分野都幾大嘅。
中意乜嘢？你哋有冇人或者會揀咗呢隻做第一啊？你自己
唔會啊！我要樂於助人。
好，你樂於助人。
冇錯。咁頭先冇錯。咁我頭先聽到阿高進成嗰個訪問啦，都對呢隻馬非常之有信心啦。好明顯其實佢有馬揀嘅。咁啊，雖然頭先有觀眾話我揀啲馬都唔係好準啊，咁冇辦法啦。咁大家都係揀心水嘅啫，係咪先？咁啊，但係其實我覺得咧，呢一隻樂於助人咧就當然啦，佢今季初次上陣啦，同埋咧即係佢始終好似莫大發威咯，同扣女咁樣已經有呢個即係賽績支持過啦。但係呢隻馬始終喺歐洲嘅 form 咧，喺阿高進成嘅心目中咧，比起呢隻都呢個太空藍調更加強㗎。咁所以其實我覺得呢一隻馬咧仲有少少進步空間，有新鮮感之下咧，睇下有冇機會可以咧幫佢嘅，即係幫個馬主可以攞翻場一級賽勝利。所以我覺得咧，我中意隻3號樂於助人嘅。
咁佢聽日杜拜個草地要跑翻乾塊地，對佢嚟講咧相當合適啊！我覺得佢機會相當唔錯。
怕唔怕佢咁耐冇跑咧？
唔怕，佢新鮮感 OK 嘅，之前都試過㗎啦。
OK。咁啊，傑華。
咁我揀翻隻太空藍調啦，點都要包翻嘅。熱就熱啲啦，但係就我覺得點都要包翻。
咁你知咧，你有睇過啲訪問之後學美國馬開頭嘅，我要隻2號啊，
闊氣
少爺。嗱。佢係贏嗰啲1000米嘅啫，佢係跑第4，育馬者杯短途草地短途賽跑第4。喺嗰邊個評分係116㗎，其實對呢場唔算話同佢舊時嗰啲馬唔算太標青啊。但係呢場咧 冇咩子彈快馬，但係都有一紮馬有啲前速嘅。我諗幫到呢隻馬後上，同埋揾莫雅，我覺得都會有幫助嘅呢隻馬。咁睇下翻到嚟幾多啦，同埋應該就有賠率。我預期佢會冷翻嘅臨場會。2號啊，闊氣少爺。
好，第4選呢，我就決定揀呢一隻都係藍衫，不過我相信而家暫時係最冷嗰隻藍衫就係7號嘅御駕長征。咁其實呢一隻馬上次咧喺呢個司法草地短途賽事裏面咧，都成為呢個大熱門嘅。咁啊當然啦，表現真係未如理想啦。我可能俾個藉口佢啦，因為事關係季內初次上陣啦，而且之前亦都從來未試過喺呢個美丹馬場跑嘅。咁睇翻佢其實呢隻馬咧，上季歐洲嘅賽事咧，的確好犀利嘅。以3歲馬嘅身份去跑呢個英聯邦杯咧，咁當然啦。即係呢個副榜係即係其實對住其他馬咧，都係一啲好犀利嘅，即係一級馬啦。咁但係佢都係唔係輸得好遠嘅啫。之後咧就喺呢個多維爾度贏到一場3級賽。我覺得今場賽事熱身咗一場之後咧，唔係話佢一定贏硬嘅，但係我覺得3、3、4、4啊4重彩嘅腳咧可以拖佢咯。
不過排到個10檔，我覺得有啲着數嘅。
係啊，所以其實排位搭夠啊。咁好啦，我哋呢一個 S1 第4場賽事，即係阿喬斯短途錦標啦，揀嘅馬就係3號嘅樂於助人啦，8號太空藍調，2號闊氣少爺同埋7號嘅御駕長征。
好啦，咁然之後講下 S1 第5場。
聯酋打比。
聯酋打比
1009米啊。
1009米。
好，可以睇睇嗰啲訪問先喎。
So in the UAE Derby, you're riding a horse called Lugamo.
Yeah, Lugamo has had a couple of starts. He's quite quick. Maybe this distance is a little bit far for him. He's drawn well in gate 5. Hopefully he can put himself on speed out of the kickback and run a nice race. But it looks competitive. On ratings, there's lots of horses with small chances or an even chance. So yeah, let's see how he goes.
And this horse, there will be the biggest challenge of his career because, first of all, it will be his first run since last November. Secondly, this time he have to step up from 1200 to 1900 and facing on an uncertain surface. So there will be quite a difficult task for this horse. Do you think so?
Yes, perhaps. Look, this trainer has actually done quite well with a small string of horses in America, done very well. And he's been happy with the horse. So I haven't ridden him before. I'll take his word for it. I'll do as much study as I can and see how we go.
好啦，翻到嚟咁啊，我訪問第一段啫，就係阿莫艾成講啊。
其實呢個訪問都係嘥氣嘅，因為其實佢騎嗰隻浪間舞咧，我睇嚟睇去咧，尤其是佢而家呢個國際評分全場最低、第2低啦。咁同埋其實佢近績啊，同埋即係莫艾成係一個好 nice 嘅人嚟嘅，即係佢都講到練馬師好好啊，點樣都好。但係其實以嗰隻馬嘅近績嚟講，我就覺得冇乜機會啦。
跑過贏過2場1600米喺呢個馬里蘭州啊，唔算話好特別嘅賽事嚟嘅啫。好啦，咁啊，如果睇唔到訪問，不如睇下片啊，參打比咁啊，好均勢嘅大滿，暫時係8號嘅凌弱都有 5.5 倍啊。然之後次滿咧就係去到道井有法6倍，同埋嗰隻夢能城都係6倍。再嚟咧就係12號上武飛進8倍。
非常好。
咁就再嚟就已經係有啲冷門嘅咯喎，再講落去嘅話，譬如係14號嘅悠悠細雨12倍，10號，哇咩嚟㗎？點讀啊？
傑奧之戀。
傑奧之戀12倍，另外嗰隻9號啊，講翻呢隻飛飛島主咧，都係9倍嘅，好亂㗎。咁呢場馬咧，嗱，因為美丹馬場5年前咧先係轉翻去呢個泥地嘅啫，所以數據就唔係算太多嘅。咁咧講咩？除咗15年嗰陣時嗰隻叫莫他協，最後都變咗係2級定1級馬嚟嘅。其餘之後嗰4屆咧，唔使一定贏1009米嘅，嗰啲馬有啲贏1006米啊，已經夠贏㗎啦。咁即係都會班到去1009米嘅，同埋大熱門咧贏過2屆，對上嗰2年都有贏過2屆嘅。不過除咗莫他協咧，就係2017年嘅轟雷暴雪啊，後尾贏到係世界盃嘅。呢站啊，我完全睇唔到有第二隻轟雷暴雪咯。 咁另外再可以提一提嘅咧就係係啦，再提一提就係阿聯酋2000堅尼啊，咁呢15年以來咧就出過4隻先贏2000堅尼，就再贏阿聯酋打比嘅。2007年咧，國克嘅 H8 Boy，2008 年Honor Devil，2010年穆舒爾嚟嘅香港跑嘅，同埋2017年軍雷暴雪，就係贏晒2場嘅。就上年即係2019年嗰鋪咧，我哋喺場嘅，應該我同啲人就落緊雨嘅，包隻26倍贏嘅，即係美國馬。因為嗰場咧就輸，佢跑之嚟杜拜之前咧就大敗嘅，點知去到嗰場變身，
識游水嘅。
係啦，咁呢場點咧？
你揀邊隻？
嗱，呢場我估咧就真係多馬走嘅，我自己估嗰隻頭先我講嘅浪間舞啦，嗰隻靈藥啦。其實有一樣嘢再可以講下喎，我有一樣嘢提一提嘅嗱。大家你睇頭先嗰隻靈藥都係贏巴斯塔基亞錦標，當日咧嗰場馬咧個評分最大部分嘅馬咧就係82至90分嘅啫，101分以上咧就得2隻，咁但係今場咧就14隻馬全部都超過101分嘅，2場馬係完全唔同水準嘅，所以靈藥就今次嗰個挑戰咧就超級大嘅，唔同上次㗎。即係你唔可以用嗰場佢贏得好就話呢場贏得，我都唔覺得佢贏得㗎啦。咁呢場馬會多馬快走嘅，咁揀翻啲後上馬咯。要6號啊，博個孖寶。6號滿喜
呢隻馬好啊！Ian咧？
呢場賽事其實我幾中意嘅高士登爵士嗰隻7號嘅新貴寶嘅。咁雖然其實今場賽事係個檔日衰少少啦，但係其實咧高士登爵士對於呢啲即係遠征嘅馬匹，其實佢有幾有心得㗎。同埋其實啦，呢個新貴寶上次我哋頭先都睇到啦，喺呢個沙特打比裏面咧都追住呢個菲菲島主同埋強環嗰隻馬啦，咁其實都跑得算唔錯嘅。而佢之前咧其實喺呢個亦都試過喺愛爾蘭鄧多克嘅賽事度跑呢個交叉地，佢都可以即係雖然嗰場就輸得好遠嘅，但係之前係有啲3歲馬嘅賽3級賽2歲馬嘅賽事咧都係咧爆冷身份。呢一隻馬好多時候咧都係俾大家睇得低嘅時候咧就可以製造驚喜嘅。咁當然啦，其實今次呢場賽事嘅日本代表嘅實力非常之強勁啦，但係呢隻新貴寶，我覺得佢要熬翻個冷 pace，即係可以搏下咯。
好，
咁啊，我就要隻日本馬4號馬嘅道井有法啦，因為我信佢台型幾好啊，唔知佢發燒之後跑成點，但係我覺得佢質素咧喺呢度點都要嘅，因為用阿羅莎利奧點都好過用個福永祐一，咁我留翻日本跑高曹公紀念啦。咁另外你話要揀個第4選嘅，我想搏隻悠悠細雨嘅。呢隻馬如果佢跑翻1000堅尼留住少少嚟跑咧，有可能有意外嘅驚喜嘅。
好，所以我哋呢個 S1 第5場阿聯酋打比咧，嗰粒藥咧就留翻俾其他人食啦。咁我哋咧就中意咗呢隻6號馬嘅滿喜、7號嘅新貴寶、4號嘅道井有法同埋14號嘅悠悠細雨。
係人哋話文傑嗰2個字係混吉，錯，你冇睇我哋海外節目嘅領約
掟
第一隻必死，睇下到時係咪啦？死佢贏都唔出奇㗎，不過唔睇好，陸續有來今晚。好，4場賽事講完，一陣講埋之後。
你有冇試過寫低咗啲筆記喺馬簿，諗住下次睇翻，點知最後唔見咗份馬簿，或者揾咗好耐，令到你覺得好唔方便？馬會為你帶嚟網上版嘅賽馬筆記，帶俾你一個全新嘅跑馬方式，唔需要再用紙筆去記低你嘅分析同備忘。賽馬筆記可以記錄低你對賽事同埋馬匹嘅個人睇法，即時儲存。馬匹下次出賽時，仲有標記提示你去重溫，唔需要再去揾你嘅筆記。賽馬筆記會儲存喺 Racing Touch 同埋 eWin 網上投注。登入戶口就可以即時睇返屬於你嘅個人筆記，過程輕鬆又方便。賽馬筆記係你必備嘅網上筆記，喺 Racing Touch 或 eWin 網上投注都用得到，唔使再用紙筆寫筆記，電子版更環保，立即下載使用啦！
場合啦，金沙軒錦標 大熱門咧有兩隻並頭熱門嘅，就係11號馬太唔係8號馬太領空同埋呢個13號金方東清咧，都係5倍大熱門。然之後咧就係3號活崩雀躍6倍，再嚟咧就係呢個12號飛馳在野8倍，咁再就係2號拉票10倍，10號熱望11倍，咁啊去到最冷咧都係得10幾倍嘅啫，唔係14號就特別冷，其餘好多隻馬都係10幾倍嘅啫，咁啊算係好均勢嘅場合嘅，咁啊香港就而家哇4號
大圖理啊啲
大圖理啦，可能有個內檔咁大熱門係啦，咁呢場嗱亦都係頭先講過啦，5年前先尾單係轉翻泥地嘅，轉咗之後咧5屆美國馬贏咗4屆嘅，咁今次美國馬亦都係強嘅，不過撞啱個場合咧有好多快馬，呢場究竟點格咧？會唔會係真係買啲後上馬，或者起碼你知道佢會識後邊上嘅馬會好啲咧？
我就如果首選，我揀隻12號馬飛馳在野啦。咁上場泥地贏得好靚嘅，咁雖然之前跑草地，但係上場泥地有啲驚喜嘅。咁睇下今次咧排個6檔，其實都幾好走啊！睇住放頭馬，睇下可唔可以一爆一段贏到翻嚟啦。
冇錯，呢場賽事我哋預咗咧步速會比較快嘅，事關有幾隻即係備受熱門即係熱捧嘅馬啦，好似好表現啊，甚至係馬太領空啊，同埋嗰啲歐陸陽台啊，即係優越星嗰啲，全部都可以放頭嘅。咁所以其實某程度上，即使嗰隻金方東清都係要放噶嘛。咁所以其實咧，我就想揀一隻咧就係後上而有表現過嘅馬。講緊嗰隻咧就係活奔雀躍3號馬。其實呢隻馬上場當然啦喺沙特就贏得非常之靚啦，臨尾嗰步就過咗馬太領空。咁同埋大家可以知道騎師嘅分野係好大㗎。事關呢隻活奔雀躍咧喺日本咧，阿藤田嘅菜子咧。都可以咧，係即係喺啲
都幫佢贏到3級賽嘅，
冇錯係幫佢贏到3級賽，一位女騎師之下，佢都可以贏到賽事。咁呢一隻馬轉咗步而後之後，大家都會知道嗰個級數上嘅分野爭幾多。
爭得太遠啦！
冇錯啦，咁如果呢場賽事步速夠快的話咧，我覺得我哋見到啲觀眾啦都話呢場賽事捧日本馬，其實我覺得4隻日本馬都有機會嘅，有前有後有中間嘅。咁所以其實咧呢一場賽事當然啦，4隻馬比較之下，活奔雀躍嘅跑法同埋近況咧，就我覺得係比較好啲嘅。
好，咁樣咧就如果咁樣啊，其實有揀翻快放馬，又揀留後嘅數據梗係要揀美國啦。不過呢場即係13號佢會最快嘅，但係會唔會咁順攤俾佢自己一隻放？因為真係好多快馬嘅。你12號飛馳在野佢可以快啊，我唔敢話佢係快。14號前達啊，仲有嗰隻馬太領空啊，嗰啲都放。咁唯有我都揀隻冷門啦，試下睇下呢場後上會唔會啦。我要你頭先嗰隻，咦？你唔係要7號啊？
我3啊，因為其實我喺度諗緊嘅7號，咁3同7我兩隻揀嘅，我諗住你會揀7啊嘛。
我揀10啊，不過
咩嚟啊？
可以啊，我哋都係揀啲日本馬，真係。
唯有揀隻後上馬嘅啫。個分野我係要莫雅，我主要係中意。
咁大家睇過頭先佢咁樣衝上嚟咧，其實都相當有級數㗎。睇翻1200，其實都係兩面兩橋跑4次。
我係10同13嗰度揀嘅，13佢係一定係艾蒙遜好啲嗰隻㗎啦。
咁我俾你揀埋佢得唔得？
呢場係咪我揀啊？
係啊。
如果揀我唔係啊，我寧願搏佢死啊！呢啲
其實我好想搏隻俊男孩㗎，Justin 啊，
要埋佢。
7啦，
係啦。嗱呢場咧，我估係美日大戰㗎啦，唔係美日合作㗎。
咁起碼飛咗幾隻先啦，阿聯酋即係1、2、4、9同埋11拜拜咗先啦。
係啦，即係大家可以喺度參考咯。一係美國，即係日本嘅啲場馬贏，阿聯酋嗰啲即係2號啊，即係阿聯酋代表啊。
1、2、4、9、11。2
號、4號啊，嗰啲要嚟搞笑嘅啫，唔好搞啦。咁。
好，我哋作結係啦。S1 第6場賽事，杜拜金沙軒錦標咧就係美日聯賽嚟嘅。咁我哋嘅心水咧就係12號嘅飛馳在野，3號活奔雀躍，10號熱望同埋7號嘅俊男孩。
嗱，講多樣要補充俾你聽，點解我哋話嘅阿聯酋啲馬瓜梗咧？嗱，我攞北風錦標，你哋話成日都話嗰啲前哨戰嗰啲啊，嗰場馬咧 超過國際評分105分或以上得5隻。金沙謙錦標超過國際同一個國際評分105分以上有13隻，兩場賽事係完全唔同嘅級數嚟嘅，所以
唔同㗎。
係啦，所以唔好理佢。
好，直接落去第7場杜拜草地大賽，去翻草地1500米嘅賽事。
咁啊，去下幾個訪問先啦。咁我今場賽事我哋有易建寧啊、高進成同埋莫艾成3個訪問。
So in the Dubai turf, so you're riding a dark horse, Courthouse. Last time, just like he got a bad draw and he have to just like race without a cover. So this time, if he get a better draw, that do you think you are going to use the same tactics, just like race up front? Because the race has the competition is quite strong this way as well.
It is a strong race. I think he's ran 2 good races around Meydan on his last 2 starts. He was second the time before that. I looked at that race a good few times. I thought that was a solid run. Obviously a wide draw. It's not easy around Meydan. It's a tight track and they ride very tight and it's the biggest race meeting of the year, so no jockeys are going to give anyone any space. So if you're stuck wide without cover, it's not ideal, but we'll do our best to try and get in amongst the pack, because cover is very important, and not to go wide, to save as much ground. If you can get to the rail, it's the best way, but as long as you got a bit of cover, it helps. But no, it'll be definitely an advantage to us, and if he does get cover, he'll run a better race than he did the last day, which wasn't a bad run. He finished close to them. So look, hopefully we can get a nice trip round.
Because I think his last run was quite impressive, just like leading all the way, and then he just only got past in the last 100 meters and was beaten by 2 lengths, which is quite good compared with the previous forms.
Yeah, look, if he can bring that form, I know it's a strong race, but Courthouse is a good horse. So no, here's hoping he can run to merit.
Yeah, of course. The main competition will be the highest rated horse, Lawlof. So I think he set a very high standard in the race when he just like run here.
Of course, he's a top class horse in the UK, isn't he? Trained by the master, Mr. Gosden. So look, we'll do our best to pass the winning line in front of Lord North, and I think Lord North, he probably is the one to beat. And if we finish in front of him, we'll probably finish in front. So here's hoping.
Yeah. So now we are just like put all the focus on your big horse in the Dubai Shima Classic. I was quite curious that why the Connection would like to race him. So then we move to the race 7. That means it's the Dubai turf. So you are riding the horse that last time actually surprised lots of racing fans. In race 7 in the Dubai turf, so you are riding a horse. In our opinion, I would say that he's only a handicapper in Europe, but this time he will be facing a Group 1 company, and it is Felix.
Yes, Felix is a horse I galloped before he came out here. He's been busy on the all-weather. He's obviously very fit from racing in England during the winter, but this is a big step up in class, and it looks like a open-ish race, but Lord North is the highest rated, and he was very good when he won the Prince of Wales at Royal Ascot last year, and I really respect him, and I think he will be hard to beat.
So then we move to the race 7. That means it's the Dubai turf. So you are riding the horse that last time actually surprised lots of racing fans because he finished 2nd in the Jebel Hatta. So that horse is El Tarrant.
Yeah, that's correct. He ran a huge race last time.
Yeah.
Funny enough, in England, he was running over sprint distances.
Yeah.
And he's come to Dubai and he's running over 1 mile 1, and he's improved. It was a big run last time. He's a horse who likes to go from the front. He can lead. He likes to sit 2nd, 3rd. He's very uncomplicated. And I thought when he ran last time, the horse who beat him, Lord Glitters, actually challenged wide and away from him. We didn't really get a chance to have a battle. But he galloped out past the winning line very, very well. So I know he stays the distance, and I'll make plenty of use of him. and he could run a really big race. Like I said, he's trained here, which is a big advantage.
Yep.
And I'm hopeful of a really big run. I think he could cause an upset, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, just like last time, as you mentioned, that because he dictated the pace up front, so just like the horses come from behind can just like see him as a target and easily get past him, especially the winner. Just like he waits until the last 50 meters to just like get swept past them. And hopefully you get a better draw, and then you may follow courthouse. Then will be an easier ride for you this time.
Yeah, definitely. He's very uncomplicated. Like I said, he can lead, he can sit second. I think when I rode him last time, I was a little bit unsure if he would stay the distance. So I went not too fast and controlled the race. But I know now that the horse stays well. So if it's a true run race, I think it would just be to his advantage.
We always believe that when the jockey have faith in the horse and more confident with him, then you guys will have a better performances. And I'm sure that this time this horse will have a better performance because you believe in him and then you know his ability more at this time.
I think that is very true. I think if you believe in the horse gets good vibes from you, and you can obviously make a horse outrun his odds.
Yep.
And if you go there thinking you can't win, you certainly won't. So I'm always very positive about my rides, and hopefully that goes onto the horse.
好啦，翻到嚟咁啊，三個騎師又點講法啦？佢哋
冇錯，其實易建寧講咗大法院啦。咁呢一隻馬上次喺慢步速之下咧就贏得到啦。咁但係其實佢今次呢個檔位未算太過出色啦，排個外檔。咁跑法上亦都係比較如果擺喺前面就佢又冇咗呢個 cover 咧，可能影響到佢尾後勁啦。同埋上次係因為有慢步速，佢先係輸2個馬位嘅啫。對比翻其實嗰個國際評分同呢組馬咧，的確仲有啲距離嘅。咁但係易建寧都話都係廢廢地咁樣講啦，佢都話會盡力㗎。咁所以大家到時呢一隻馬其實牌面就比較低少少嘅。咁另外咧，高進成講嘅溫情啦，其實溫情咧上次咧，大家有記得喺呢個超級星期6嘅時候咧，佢就臨場啲飛好勁嘅。咁當然啦，嗰場賽事大家鬥嘅時候咧，
好啦，講下啲數據先啦，又係有啲人咧，我諗唔知會唔會有人又提傑貝哈特錦標嘅，但係亦都係兩場賽事係天同地比嘅。傑貝哈特錦標105分或以上嘅馬咧，嗰場馬11隻參戰馬得6隻，今場咧。105分或以上嘅馬呢，係全場馬都係嘅，已經係爭好遠㗎啦。咁另外啦，再講翻近10屆啦，因為美丹馬場係搞咗10年嘅啫，最少嗰隻馬近過去10年嗰個評分都要係110分以上嘅。唔係啊，係最低嗰隻112分啊，最少。大熱門贏過4鋪，咁2鋪跑位置嘅。另外呢，10屆之中有9屆呢。嗰隻馬贏呢場上一場咧，唔係贏就係入 pace 㗎啦。咁另外咧就有2次咧，得一隻馬係試過贏咗傑貝哈特錦標，再贏埋呢場嘅，就係2013年嘅詩詞歌賦。咁亦都試過有2隻馬咧，唔使熱身嘅就擺出嚟就贏㗎啦。咁一隻可能大家記得啊，19年杏木，另外2012年都市風光。咁另外檔位咧，雙位數字咧，過去10年咧，即係10檔或以上咧，有3隻嘅。16年嘅不朽真鋼，15年經濟學家，即係歐洲最頂級嘅一哩馬啦。2012年嘅都市風光都係外檔都贏到嘅。咁就大致上係咁樣啦。咁呢場零舍係咪嗰隻洛斯芬就係高啲？如果佢初出第一鋪都可以得嘅話，
咁你話第唔第一鋪咧？因為佢唞得都幾耐嘅，咁睇下會有機會俾其他馬透啦。咁我就揀隻陳年美酒嘅。咁我信佢其實喺日本其實佢追上嚟唔錯嘅。咁東京新聞杯因為孭個磅孭得重啲，咁今次換阿巴米高過嚟跑，我覺得跑翻左轉咧對佢嚟講咧會更加好嘅。希望我內閃情況就唔會發生啦，咁會衝得順啲嘅話咧都有機會㗎。
我中意1號愛星河咁其實上次咧，當然啦，如果隻馬係夠 fit 或者係 即係其實上次佢輸就冇乜藉口嘅，即係因為佢其實沿途即係走個位上算 OK 啦。咁只可以話可能休息得太耐之下，呢一隻馬第一次跑，咁所以咧喺大好形勢之下，最尾嗰50米真係有
佢輕咗嘅，
係啦，有啲腳軟嘅。咁我相信其實咧，步兒後如果知道呢隻馬呢個情況咧，今次咧佢都會即係盡量會個操控上會好啲啦。咁同埋其實呢一隻馬喺歐洲嘅賽績其實不嬲都係非常之準成嘅，唯一輸嗰場咧就係2000堅尼。咁當然咧，其實嗰場賽事即係好多馬都明知自己輸，臨尾都已經係拉㗎啦，即係收馬唔係拉。咁所以咧，
佢哋係咁嘅。
係啦，咁所以其實咧，我覺得呢一隻馬熱身咗一場之後咧，我相信即係。幕後覺得呢隻馬好高㗎嘛，咁所以睇下今場賽事可唔可以真係見到呢隻馬嘅級數，咁所以我可以俾多次機會呢隻1號嘅愛星河。
絕對同意。咁如果咁樣計我要翻大滿啦，10號嘅洛斯勳爵係睇佢個狀態嘅啫，佢級數應該喺度，佢係高啲嘅。咁就嗱，第4選邊個揀？
第4選頭先文傑都講到啦，咁呢場賽事最好咧。就係呢個112分以上先係贏得㗎嘛。咁其實呢一場賽事咧，只有4隻馬係高過112分嘅，就係1號愛星河啦，跟住9號閃光雀爺、10號洛斯勳爵同埋12號陳年美酒。咁我哋其實都揀咗3隻㗎啦。咁但係我覺得咧，8號係呢隻110啫，
爭少少啊。
唔係 official rating 喎，咦？點解你都唔同我嘅？
呢個國際評分啊嘛。
我用 official rating
你話 official rating。
我用咗佢杜拜個 rating 啊，係。
咁如果係杜拜 rating，好多馬都過112㗎嘛。
112就1號啦，即係頭先愛星河啦。
應該冇乜邊好少馬唔過
1號唔係喎，4號溫情啦。
係啊。
8號。然之後水上樂園。
唔係 I mean， 如果你要計112嘅，其實冇乜馬係低過112㗎啦，呢一場。
一半嘅好，
係啦，
繼續。咁
所以其實我覺得，如果正常，如果係國際評分112以上啊，咁我覺得即係閃光雀嘢嘅。不過其實我覺得上次咧都係有啲人棄我取嘅感覺先跑得好嘅啫。咁倒不如咧，我就覺得即係呢個水上樂園或者可以俾個機會佢嘅。
呢場幾好喎，
係啊，
因為上場大家如果睇片咧，草地我哋等陣大家可以睇翻啦，草地短途錦標嗰場咧，太空藍調嗰段片咧，佢跑到跑接近係第5嘅。其實佢特登可能唔跑短啊，跑翻1800米未跑過，可以有變數。
冇錯，其實可以今次即係睇完上場賽事1004完之後，跟住增程到1800，可能要試一試。
其實好合理嘅，點解？我哋揀咗2隻高多分嘅係嘛？高多分會突然狂湧啊！今晚啲馬記住啊，嗰條例嚟嘅，呢個定律嚟嘅。咁所以咧唔出奇啊！我絕對同意。
但我哋要多謝個朋友啊！
得係多謝陳生新加坡啊！陳生又見到你啦。聽日賭唔賭啊？新加坡馬我唔玩啦，聽日。咁好運咁大家。咁就係咯，記住聽晚我都繼續做嘅，贏在起跑線。咁水上樂園我真係唔滿意啊！香港而家得7倍，海外係26倍啊，大佬。
哇！
我諗佢聽日會落飛嘅呢隻。
係啊，
因為排個2檔咧，守個好位 box 位應該唔難啦。
其實佢係有啲機會，都話會谷㗎，佢好怪嘅佢啲馬。
好，
你睇翻係啊，會狂湧㗎。
咁我哋 S1 第7場賽事杜拜草地大賽咧，心水馬匹就係12號嘅陳年美酒、1號愛星河、10號嘅洛斯勳爵同埋8號嘅水上樂園。
好，翻到嚟講最後2場。
Racing Touch 新功能等你可以清楚睇到馬匹有幾耐冇出過賽以及晨操資料。當中馬匹晨操資料係以日曆方式展示嘅，馬匹有冇曾經缺過貨，狀態係點，有冇上過從化操練，一按就知道。仲可以個人化篩選操練詳情啊！除咗試習之外，Racing Touch 更獨家為你特別剪輯咗每一匹馬嘅晨操片，快操、踱步，一按直接睇。
向前貴寶，唔係要每一段廿秒半。人完馬，除咗大圈單跳，我今朝第3課草地啦已經。
仲可以睇埋試習結果以及走位評述等等。呢個新功能仲可以喺報名表內用到，咁就可以率先了解練馬師嘅部署同埋馬匹嘅狀態，揀馬就更快更方便。Racing Touch 集合賽馬資訊、直播、揀馬以及即時賠率，助你輕鬆部署投注策略同埋即時投注。Racing Touch 一站式賽馬 App， 隨時隨地隨身享受賽馬互動體驗。
好啦，翻到嚟最後一節啦，而家我哋講 S1 第8場草地2410米嘅杜拜司馬經典賽，10隻馬上陣，有冇啲訪問聽下？聽下。
易建寧啊，
易建寧、
莫艾成，
係啦，易建寧、莫艾成訪問聽下先。
Over 2,400 meters instead of the Dubai World Cup.
Yeah, so it was probably something his owner Prince Faisal and Mr. Gosden talked a lot about after his win in the Saudi Cup. A lot of people have been asking the same question as you, Ian. They've been wondering why hasn't he gone for the Dubai World Cup, because he'd probably be favourite, you know.
Yeah.
It's obviously a long-term goal. He's going to have a long season on turf in Europe this summer. He's never tried 2,400 meters before. The furthest he's gone was a mile and a quarter. So it will be a tester to him. Obviously, he stays a mile and a quarter very well, which you'd think he'd stay a mile and a half. Maidan's a flat track, which is an easy mile and a half. So look, the dirt in Maidan isn't the same as the dirt in Riyadh. He ran very well in Riyadh the year before in the Derby, finishing a close second behind the Japanese horse. The dirt in Riyadh is a bit more like my experience of it is a bit more like a Tapeta poly track type of dirt rather than the American style fast dirt track. So it's not something he's raced on before. And I think if you have experience on the track, it's a big advantage. And like him, if you don't have experience on the track, it's a big disadvantage. And to be going into one of the best races in the world and you've never raced on that surface before, it was a hard one to call. But I'm sure Mr. Gosden and Prince Faisal made the right decision. And I'm sure after the race, going a mile and a half, we'll know more about Mishrif, whether he stays the distance. Obviously, if he does stay the mile and a half, well, you'd have to think at the end of the year, maybe the Arc de Triomphe could be his main goal. So we'll learn more about the horse, and I'm sure we'll get him back and hopefully have a long, successful season in Europe during the summer.
Yes, I think it's such a brave decision for the connections. Of course, there's uncertainties on the Dubai dirt surface for the horse, but on the other hand, it's quite a nice protection for the horse because you don't want to just like injure him on an uncertain surface. And at least he showed his form on the turf that he is the French Derby winner and he has been a high class horses. So I think it's even though this time in the Dubai Shima Kase, actually it's such a fantastic race because we can see a lot of good horses, especially horses from Japan. And we can just like seeing this race is kind of just like pre-race of the other trio by the end of the season.
I think so. I think these horses will be taking each other on again. So it won't be just this time. It'll be like a boxing match. There'll be a round two, I'm sure, at the end of the season. Hopefully, maybe even in the Arc, as you said. But look, the good mare Chronogenesis, she looks very, very good. Finished behind Almanai, multiple Group 1 winner. I think she's gonna be the danger against Mishrif. She'll be getting a sex allowance, which obviously play into her favor. And she's proven over the distance, which Mishrif isn't. So there's a lot of uncertainty, but we'll take the challenge with both hands. And I'm sure Mishrif and myself will do our best on Saturday night.
How do you feel about the horse condition? Do you ride him in the track road in Dubai as well? So compared with his form in Saudi Arabia, so do you think it's still at his peak or even better?
Yeah, look, I rode him on the week previous in Riyadh, probably for, I'd say 3 or 4 mornings leading up to the race. The first morning he went onto the track. He obviously takes his time to get used to his surroundings, but once he'd gone one day on the track, he was like he's been around there all his life. Changed his legs well, round the bends, he was brilliant. This morning was the first morning I rode him, and we got a chance to go on the grass track, and he moved phenomenal. He was very relaxed going around there, which is important for him to relax in the race for the step up in trip. So no, he's moving well, and he'll probably do a bit faster work tomorrow. So we'll know more about how he is in himself, how he's moving. But so far so good, and I'm happy, just as happy as we were in Riyadh.
So I can say you're the rising star and a talent young jockey in the UK. And how important of this horse to bring you to the international map?
Yeah, look, it's fantastic to be connected with such a great horse like Mishrif. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be. I mightn't be traveling around the world, and I'm sure if I hadn't won the Saudi Cup, I wouldn't have 4 other rides on Dubai World Cup night. You know, so look, he's been a big help in my career to project me into the next level, to the top level here in Europe now, and now in the Middle East. So hopefully we can spread the success worldwide. Maybe come to Hong Kong someday.
So now let's move to the biggest race for you of the night. It's the Dubai Shima Classic, and it's good to see you to be paired with the Japanese connections again. And actually you ride for this trainer I think 2 or 3 years ago in the Hong Kong Vars, and just only beaten narrowly. So this time it's good that you can ride for him again, and in Loves Only You.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to get the leg up on Loves Only You for Mr. Yahagi. Mr. Yahagi's had some very good horses in recent years. Obviously, Les Gracia I rode in Hong Kong, and then Contrail at the moment. And Loves Only You has won the Japanese Oaks. She won a Group 2 last start, and she seems really well. I sat in her twice this week. She's drawn wide, but it's a small field. It looks like there's plenty of pace, so I don't stress too much about that. I'm actually drawn beside Mishrif, who's the highest rated horse in the world at the moment. He won the Saudi Cup, and he's a very good horse. Switching back to turf here, he looks like he should be favourite. Mogul has travelled all over the world, and Hong Kong fans will know plenty about Mogul. Ryan Moore obviously has won lots of Group 1s around Maidan, so you'd imagine he'll be in the first 3 as well.
There's a horse that I think would be the dark horse in the race, and it's the one that who won before. That is Berkshire Rocco. So you won on him in a listed race at Royal Ascot, and then he seems that and then he finished quite well in Qatar, in Doha, in a Group 1 race. So what do you think of this horse?
Yeah, Berkshire Rocco is a very tough horse. I've won on him. I really like him. Jason Watson will ride him this time because I confirmed to ride the Japanese horse. But yes, he's consistent. He ran in the St. Leger at Doncaster last year and was only narrowly beaten. He always runs a good race.
Yeah, so because he's only 4 years old, so I'm sure that he still have some rooms for improvement.
Sure.
咁啊，
易建寧因為個訪問就長少少嘅，咁事關點解要問佢係因為呢一隻萬勝飛咧，相信大家都會成為呢個杜拜賽馬即係世界盃賽馬日咧其中一匹焦點嘅馬嚟嘅。咁啊，事關沙特杯即係呢個全球最高獎金嘅賽事，佢係贏得咁靚啦。咁好多人咧都會有個疑問啊，點解呢一隻馬唔跑2000米嘅杜拜世界盃，而跑呢場2410米嘅杜拜司馬經典賽咧？咁其實我相信咧個幕後咧都志氣好高㗎。事關呢一隻馬咧，都希望今季喺呢個歐洲賽期裏面咧，可以進軍一啲更加高級嘅賽事咧。講緊好似呢個英皇錦標啊，甚至係呢個凱旋門大賽。但係呢啲賽事咧都係要2400米嘅。咁呢一隻馬咁啊，今次當然咧就一嚟係試下氣量啦，二嚟佢即係可能我唔知係咪計錯數啊。如果對住啲對手咧，可能杜拜世界盃咧弱過呢一場嘅。咁啊，所以其實咧，如果呢一隻馬咧喺呢一場賽事度交到表現咧，相信對於佢咧喺季後咧嘅即係增加即係呢個出征呢啲一級大賽咧，信心會大啲嘅。咁啊，所以其實咧呢隻萬勝飛熱門咧就應該熱硬嘅啦。咁啊，但係其實咧呢場賽事係的確咧係有對手啊，同埋有好多未知數啊。咁所以咧，易建寧咧都睇下呢一隻馬有冇機會可以幫佢咧繼續喺呢個國際舞台裡面咧係揚威啦。咁另外我哋就問咗莫艾成啦，呢個唯獨愛你啊，呢一隻馬曾幾何時咧就日本名氣好響亮嘅，事關佢日本橡樹大賽冠軍啦。咁啊，但係其實大家之前我哋好似大阪杯啊，甚至有啲寶重紀念賽等等嘅賽事見到佢啦，表現都係一般嘅。咁啊，不過上場賽事喺京都紀念佢贏翻次啦咁樣。咁啊，莫艾成同呢位練馬師咧之前亦都合作過嘅。咁啊，
其實大滿都有2隻並排熱門嘅，就係 7號嘅萬勝飛同埋9號嘅創世區都係3.75倍，然之後8號業界巨頭就係4.5倍，再嚟呢就已經係有賠率㗎啦。1號嘅開航辟道11倍，5號和敦街9倍，咁另外一隻頭先就圍到我哋15倍嘅，咁再睇下啲數據啦。嗱，杜拜黃金之都錦標即係啱啱嗰場咧。你有佢嘅 official， 即係馬杜拜自己個評分115分或以上，即係真係準一級嘅馬呢0。但係今場呢115分或以上嘅馬呢10匹馬有6匹，即係亦都話俾你聽個水準係高過好多嘅。咁數據方面呢，過去10屆即係美丹馬場開以嚟跑呢場2400米絲馬經典賽呢，10屆嘅頭馬全部要贏過2400米嘅。咁使唔使要好多熱身呢？唔係喎，唔係跑得3、4場就好喎。好多馬係跑2場就贏㗎啦，第2場係贏嘅。有2隻馬應該係一出唔係唔止添啊！有4隻馬，10屆之中有4隻馬係今年第一次出賽就贏2400米嘅。咁包括大家熟啲嘅2013年聖堂。咁另外咧，2010年 Angela Webber 嗰隻叫咩 Daremy 我唔記得叫咩名。
多樂美。仲有一隻 Jack Hobbs 嗰隻係2017年，即係落大雨嘅雷神贏咗，之前贏極強擊佢。 咩手啊？係啦，快手
係啦，即係有4隻馬一出嚟贏。唔好諗住話要好多熱身啦，4隻馬初出嚟贏，6隻咧係今次熱咗一場一場熱身就嚟殺呢場噶啦。咁大熱門咧，10屆之中係贏過3次嘅啫。好，咁呢場啦，信唔信易建寧啊？
唔信啊！
呢個係遲早，我諗如果唔係因為佢阿爸，可能好大機會嚟到香港嘅呢個，所以大家其實留意下佢睇下佢啲騎功唔出奇。
咁我就揀隻業界巨頭啦，咁排咗1檔，我相信佢呢個路程好，同埋覺得今年呢，佢會跑得更加好嘅。呢匹馬呢，始終係比較遲熟少少嘅馬嚟嘅。
好，先要呢隻8，大家都中意㗎啦。其實見到佢能征慣戰啊，咁啱啱跑完香港嘅留翻嚟跑呢一場。
怕唔怕佢贏時精彩？而家證明時精彩係跌緊㗎啦，今季都未贏。我諗可能今季贏唔到馬嘅啫嘛，但係會唔會話怕唔怕呢？你哋？
又唔怕嘅，因為呢隻馬始終都係即係，我覺得業界佢睇係一路進步緊嘅。咁始終即係講真嗰句，佢以佢呢個血統同埋佢個周歲價錢，如果佢要即係贏完香港瓶，佢都可以隨時退役㗎啦。咁但係起碼佢繼續係即係繼續跑。
因為我覺得佢今年先至大熟。
大熟大用係啊，所以其實我覺得呢一隻馬可以。
佢周歲價貴唔貴過16萬啊？
應該唔使嘅，少。
OK，
唔係應該其實好貴嘅。好貴，350萬堅尼好似，即係之類咯。我記憶冇錯的話，咁所以其實8號咧，我哋大家都中意嘅。我呢場賽事其實咧，絲馬經典賽我中意一隻冷門嘅，咁就係6號嘅巴郡樂。咁頭先莫艾成咧都講過，其實之前咧巴郡樂咧喺呢個10月份嘅時候咧喺亞士谷賽事有場咧2800米咧，咁莫艾成策騎咧就僅勝出嘅。咁其實呢一隻馬咧上季3歲嘅時候咧，大家喺一啲經典賽事都會見到佢嘅。咁譬如6月份嘅女王瓶賽啦，咁都係2800度喺莫艾成胯下都係輸少少嘅啫，輸俾聖雅之路啦。咁另外聖雅之路其實喺1級賽亦都係交出個表演員啦，聖地亞哥啊嘛。咁另外咧呢一隻馬喺呢個聖列治錦標啦，即係呢個英國3冠嘅美關賽事咧，亦都係跑個位置嘅。咁當然啦，呢一隻馬咧就出賽經驗少啲啊，咁4歲馬跑過10次嘅啫。上次咧喺呢個多哈，咁當然啦，呢個水準未必夠呢個歐洲啊，甚至係呢個美丹。但係我希望呢一隻馬有啲進步啦。呢場賽事其實即係水準可能係全日最高嘅一場賽事。有睇下呢一隻呢個巴郡樂喺呢個成為呢個全場最冷門之下咧，會唔會機會跑到頭4名4重賽咁嘅分去咯？
好，揀咗啦，阿傑華。
你揀咗未？你未揀，我揀8號啊！業界巨頭啊！
咁我要
係
創世區啦。
創世區
嗱，有少少希望佢8檔醒水啦。你用賽事個型過往10屆咧，好少有馬大後上去贏㗎，即係唔好墮到咁後。希望阿北川醒水少少啦。 咁佢當然亦都係有一級個級數2400米都贏過咁樣啦。比其他我覺得都合理㗎啦。
咁如果再我翻嚟錄影廠咯
喎。好，咁啊呢場大熱門，頭先你睇過，頭先我話萬，哇，都要咁嘅，
有萬星飛啊
！10號大熱門係秘迷響度，
係
3倍半大熱門，好似抬咗個彩池咁啊！佢以佢哋嚟講，咁次熱門咧，嗱今次你仲有兩隻嘅，7號神之陣營，
係
11號行軍禮呢隻瓜緊㗎啦，
瓜釘釘，
瓜緊啊！咁啊，神之陣仲即係呢兩隻就係7倍，然之後呢隻好啊，但係我哋唔播得片嘅，因為會俾人周啊。8號賽車城實話你侵犯版權嘅，你播片就11倍。咁然之後3號中和魔像17倍，到最後就係12號瑞眼托特15倍。咁大致上係咁樣啦。咁如果你計數據，嗱，你頭有啲人，我諗你點解我哋咁快話呢隻行軍禮瓜呢？就係呢10年之內，上一次有馬贏咗麥通挑戰賽，再贏杜拜世界盃呢，已經係2006年嘅電極使者啊！再嚟呢，就係大家識嘅2002年 Street Cry 啊，
街頭口號
係啦，而家變咗係啦。另外呢，2000年杜拜千禧啊，呢度完全冇一隻馬係呢啲馬啲級數嘅，其實係。咁另外啦，仲有咩可以特別呢？咁全部亦都係都跑過2000米嘅，有呢個路程經驗或者1900米嘅。咁就外檔係唔怕，過去嗰5屆有3屆呢係由10檔啊11檔去贏嘅。咁就熱門對贏過2屆，不過5屆個數據唔多嘅。好，中意乜嘢？
我就揀隻秘迷響度啊！
好，
係啊，因為佢之前嗰場2000米已經試準咗，咁上場我跑得好好啦。咁跑翻半主場啦，睇下可唔可以跑好啲。
其實杜拜世界盃某程度上睇翻啲數據咧，都係高多分世界盃嚟嘅啫。咁所以其實咧，10號秘迷響度之外咧，我都好中意嗰隻8號嘅賽車城啊。咁啊，其實賽車城咧，咁啊雖然咧就未試過喺美丹跑啦，咁不過佢係嚟自呢個法國嘅，咁啊，但係英國、法國係咁跑噶啦。嚟去呢個美丹之前呢，佢就喺呢個上帝伊咧跑過一場1500米嘅膠沙地賽事啊。咁咧就以呢個輕鬆姿態咁勝出嘅。咁我仲有中意一樣嘢就係我哋之前都講咗噶啦。練馬師費伯華咧上年都曾經升過一隻咧，就大家好熟悉嘅馬。
死啦！大花面嚟過香港跑第2㗎。
就嚟到跑呢場賽事，咁當然啦，好明顯嗰隻馬就完全適應唔到呢個場地啦，咁啊未轉彎已經輸嘅啦，輸好遠嘅。但係我覺得咧，其實費伯華即係有個經驗之後啦，相信佢今年會揀一隻咧，即係佢心目中係適應能力比較高啲嘅馬啦。咁所以其實我覺得咧，呢一隻賽車城咧，即係其實佢又用得少啦，同埋跑過8次，有5 win 2個第2，我覺得呢一隻馬係有啲憧憬嘅空間嘅。呢
隻係我自己擺佢第1嘅，如果我貼啊，呢隻係純美國血統嘅馬啦。
金獎章係咪大家記得啦？
就算阿媽嗰邊都係嘅。
係啊。
咁就以練馬成績嚟講，費伯華馬勒手係勁過岳伯人好多，24屆法國冠軍定22屆。係啊。仲有啊，佢贏過育馬者杯經典賽嘅，爆隻99倍嘅，試過跑泥地攞隻草地去跑嘅。會唔會喺度案件重演呢？唔出奇啊！因為佢真係贏得好靚嘅，有2場交沙。係啊。可惜我哋唔播得片，一播片呢，你一陣見唔到呢條片㗎啦，會俾人周咗我哋。咁如果你揀咗呢2隻，哎呀，
俾啲難度你啊嘛，
俾豬頭骨俾我喎，咁樣
3選4選得你揀，
死啦！3選我要7號先，
神之陣營，
神之陣營咁就天馬世界盃佢跑第2嘅。但係咧，佢之前嗰啲咧係跑啲普通賽，而家睇下會唔會再有進步啦？呢隻馬，如果係就未贏過1級賽嘅，睇下呢場即係美國馬嘅級數咧，呢幾隻咧，同之前嗰啲Animal Kingdom 啊，同嗰啲美國贏過杜拜世界盃有距離嘅。但係其餘嗰啲馬亦都唔見得好好，所以我照咗呢個7號先啦。神之陣營。咁另外一隻咧 會唔會要12號咧？瑞眼托特，我有好懷疑嘅，其實呢隻馬
佢2000啦，我就擔心。
同埋咧，佢有一個分係121分，但係佢係嗰啲西Virginia 點講啊？
維珍尼亞州
維珍尼亞州馬場嗰啲係好水嘅賽事嚟嘅，佢個牌一你120分唔作得準嘅。13號，13號點啊？
麻麻地嘅我覺得。
麻麻地。嗱，2號我唔要，3號夠唔夠冷山
？5會唔會搏到咧
？5號個檔係咪好咗好多啊？
一檔啊，今次。同埋其實佢喺沙特就係馬王級嚟㗎啦。咁當然上次個沙特杯佢都。沙特
係咪跑過20次杜拜世界盃都未贏過啊？係個馬。
當然啦。
但係揾個大徒你又去到盡㗎咯，其實。
係啊，咁同埋呢件衫即係呢個賽日裡面都好多隻馬喎。
好，搏佢有誠意。
5號馬澤清奇，
搏佢冷門5號，
好
澤清奇。
咁我哋呢個 S1第9場杜拜世界盃咧，我哋嘅心水就係10號馬嘅秘迷響度，8呢個8號嘅賽車城，7號嘅神之陣營，同埋呢隻5號馬嘅澤清奇，定係即清奇啊？
即清奇
澤㗎。
哦，澤清奇。好。
有人問啊，都要答個問題，因為雖然今冇事，神租嗰隻馬點啊？神租 Give up go。
哦，呢隻馬真係好。
草地變泥地喎。抒情喎。
贏3000米啊！
草地變泥地係啊，仲要佢之前嗰場 Group 2輸40幾個馬。係啊，
唔似。
係啊。
係咯。咁另外咧冇啦，行軍禮死咁講完啦。
好。
咁啊10場講完啦。咁
10場
唔係，哎呀8場。 海外賽講完啦，咁聽日大家有咩特別心水會玩嘅咧？
我講先啦，咁啊Win Pay 過關2穿3啦，金沙軒錦標12號馬，S1 嘅第6場12號馬飛馳在野啦，過去2隻馬嘅 Win 啊 ，S1 嘅第9場8號馬賽車城同埋10號嘅秘迷響度。
我中意咧就係2穿3 Win Pace 啦，咁啊 S1 第4場。 跟住我中意3號嘅樂於助人啦，同埋 S1 第6場嘅，我中意咧就係呢個有2隻就係3號嘅活奔雀躍同埋7號嘅俊男孩。
咁我就要 S16金沙軒錦標嘅12號飛馳在野，同埋一先啊，要少少，咦？ 都要杜拜世界盃 S19， 咁我頭先我自己都中意噶啦，就係
賽車城。
賽車城8號，賽車城2隻有少少賠率，可以買2穿3嘅。咁如果係熱門啊嗰啲，你可以參考我哋4隻 tips 噶啦。但係呢啲啊純我哋要搏下冷，要過關噶嘛，咁先玩到噶嘛。咁就好啦。咁啊8場講完。 咁下一次嘅越洋賽咧又有啦，就應該係禮拜5啊，嚟緊下個禮拜5係嘛？
你講澳洲嗰場啊嘛？
係啊，唐家士打1里係嘛？定係到未啊？到㗎啦，應該係嘛？
定係大阪杯先係
嘛？大阪杯，大阪杯
係啊，
係下個星期6，咁啊夜晚咁就有大阪杯賽馬日，咁就又有日本馬轉播，咁到時大家留意啦。 好，咁啊，今次啊，Ian做好多訪問啊，辛苦晒。咁啊，傑華揾好多片，咁